Good morning, church. Happy Monday. It's good to be with you again today. So in Revelation chapter 7, we see a counting going on and some of the servants of Israel being sealed. We have 144,000 sealed from every tribe of the Israelites. But what's interesting is that's not quite right, because Dan is missing. And we wonder, why is Dan missing from the count? If you think back to how Dan functioned at the start, it was a saying in Israel that something could be true from Dan to Beersheba. Dan settled at the northernmost point, and Beersheba was near the southern point of the nation of Israel when it was whole. And Dan wasn't supposed to be there. They had a different location, more central Israel, where they were supposed to locate. And they were a tribe that decided it was too hard, too difficult, so they wanted to go somewhere else and do something different. And so they went and settled up at Dan, and one of the golden calves was set up at Dan to mark that point of idolatry. When Jeroboam received Israel as a nation, and so I wonder if Dan is excluded from the list because they didn't settle where they were supposed to, and they proved to be a significant source of Israel's idolatry. That's just a guess. We don't really have a clue, but it's worth noting that Dan is absent from the list. And then we have this great multitude. And these are the ones coming out of the great tribulation. They washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. For this reason they are before the throne of God, and they will no longer hunger, and they will no longer thirst. Remember Jesus' promise. These are the fulfillments of that promise. Remember what he said to the woman at the well, that if we drink from the water that he offers, that we will never thirst again. And that if we eat his bread, we'll be eternally satisfied. And so we are reminded of these great promises. We're reminded that Jesus is the Lord our God because he's at the center of the throne, and that we can sing this song to him. Blessing and glory and wisdom and thanksgiving and honor and power and strength be to our God forever and ever. Amen. And I do just want to point back to Ezekiel chapter 18. I recommend reading that if you haven't yet today. Such a strong statement of the necessity of being righteous, and that how your righteousness will be for your sake alone. We can't save people by our actions. I can't be good and save my son. He can't be good and save me. Every person is accountable for themselves, and that's why we take the gospel and why we give the hope that we see in Revelation, the power of the Lord our God who washes us clean and who conquers. That is our hope. Well, happy Monday, church. We'll talk to you soon again.